Welcome into the Casual Gaming Conversation. I'm Connor. That's Nick. This is your weekly gaming podcast from Ep.128. Today, we are predicting when we are going to see certain games next. When will we see your Final Fantasy VII Remake? When will we see Kingdom Hearts 4, Intergalactic, Judas, so on and so forth? But before we get into that, Nick, how are we feeling?
When I made this list, Connor, this big giant list, it initially had 150 games on it because this is the list that we used for predicting the Game Awards last year, where I was like, anything's possible. So people were tossing out the most insane things like Legend of Dragoon remake level insanity. Something that was apparently too insane might have been Judas. I might not have Judas on this list because nobody said it because everyone was like, yeah, that's not happening anytime soon.
I think there's a chance Judas literally releases this year.
Yeah, there is.
There's a shot. It's a low chance.
I think that it's a long shot at this point. But yeah, no, I've been stoked about this podcast. This is something I want to do, especially coming off of the insanity of the February and January direct season that we get every year between the big three. And so now we are looking ahead. And the fun part about this is my plan is to do this again after we get through the top four of these titles over here, because the deck is going to reshuffle once again. We are not going to know when these things are, how they're going to break down. So if you like this episode, let us know, and then maybe we'll do it again after the entire showcase season. But I'm very, very excited about this. I have right now, Connor, in front of me a list of 73 games.
Exciting stuff.
It's going down.
Yeah.
How are you doing, man? We haven't talked too much this weekend. You doing all right?
Doing good. Chill weekend. Played a lot of Resident Evil Requiem. I'm doing the Insanity run right now, and I'm making it way harder on myself than it needs to be. Because if I did the speed run first, I could have unlocked a bunch of stuff that would have made this Insanity run completely trivial. Yeah. But I'm honestly glad that I didn't do that. I'm having a lot of fun trudging my way through this game and making progress very slowly, but surely. So yeah, I'm really loving it. And then watched a few episodes of Frieren last night, a very popular anime that I tried to watch a few months ago. Didn't really click with me. I'm trying to give it another go. Very fascinating show. Interesting concept. It's basically taking place in like the epilogue of another story, if that makes sense.
Interesting.
Because it's Frieren beyond Journey's End. So the journey has already happened for Frieren with her whole crew, and then it picks up post that. Yeah. So like it's a very interesting vibe and setup for a story, but I'm into it. It's very warm, very welcoming to watch, very cozy. But I'm not exactly hooked in yet. I'm gonna keep pushing forward and hopefully it clicks further for me. So, but that was fun. I know that people really fucking love that show, so I really want to give it a chance, a fair shot. So. All right.
For me, life's good. No complaints. A lot of great games. A lot of great games. Yeah. So no hot take from you, right? Mm-hmm. No hot take from me. So let me break down this episode. Here's what we're doing.
Well, do you want me to do housekeeping first?
Oh, you probably should do housekeeping first.
This show is made possible by all our lovely supporters over on Patreon. You can get this show 3 days early. You can get the Casual Gaming News Conversation 3 days early. And you can get bonus episodes of the Casual Gaming Conversation each and every week. We did an episode predicting the rest of the Switch 2 life cycle. We predicted Metacritic scores for all of 2026. We named 1,000 video games. A lot of great episodes in the back catalog for the bonus episode of the Casual Gaming Conversation at that lowest tier. At the next tier up, you get Recollecting Retro, which we just did an episode breaking down the first part of my PlayStation Vita collection. You also get the Ep.128 podcast, and you get the opportunity to write in to be a part of the show at the $10 tier. And then at the highest tier, you get your name read at the end of each and every podcast, and you get the opportunity to be the fourth topic on the Ep.128 podcast. Twitch, we are streaming Resident Evil Requiem on Monday. Brady, he's playing the first few hours for the first time, so go on that journey with him and sink into the madness that is the start of this fucking game. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm very excited to see how he reacts to a lot of these moments.
It's gonna be great. I'm gonna be co-piloting that one with him, and we're both jazzed.
Tuesday, Nick should be finishing Returnal. Do you have a plan for what you're playing after that?
Yeah, I do. There's a little game called Pokemon Fire Red that somebody was like, hey, you should just hop into that for a couple hours
and
start that
after
journey.
That, though.
Oh, after that. I thought you were talking about after the stream. I think Life is Strange might be back on the board. It's either Life is Strange, Hitman, or something else.
Okay.
But that is literally a next week issue. I will figure that out going into that. But we're going to talk about 007 and stuff like that today. And or are we? No, it's going to release before any of this stuff comes out. But I'm trying to get ready for that, and I want to play some Hitman on stream for that.
And then I am playing Dark Souls on Wednesday, no stream. On Thursday, Nick is out of town, so just Monday through Wednesday this week. But then we have a marathon stream starting Saturday morning at 8 a.m., the 50-hour trophy marathon where with every trophy I get, time will be knocked off. I'm going to try to platinum Spyro the Dragon, Donut County, What Remains of Edith Finch, and do cleanup for Spider-Man 2. Hopefully it ends up being around like 18, 19 hours of actual playtime, so I don't have to sleep on stream. So come tune in for that. March 7th at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time is when it starts.
Here's the question, Connor. What sort of COVID strand are you going to get this week that makes you not do the stream? Because What Remains of Edith Finch is on stream, and we've tried this like 4
It's
times.
funny you mentioned
point.
that. I was sick yesterday. I had a little sore throat starting, and I slammed some emergency last night. All good today.
Yeah.
So we're on the up and up. Hopefully it stays that way. Discord, we have a Discord community of over 3,000 members. If you want to come join the community, talk about games, movies, music, get involved with community game nights. A lot of fun over there in the Discord. Merch, we have t-shirts, hoodies, and mugs if you want to support the channel that way at coop64store.com. And then leave us nice reviews over on Apple Podcast Services. It gets the show out to more people and really appreciate it. Last but not least, PAX East. Nick, what are the details for that?
So everyone, we are so happy to announce that, yes, we will be at PAX East. We are not hosting a panel or anything. Somebody asked, they were like, what are you guys doing? And the answer is we will be walking the show floor Friday and Saturday. Connor and I will have a couple of appointments in there, but mainly we will just be hanging out around PAX East with y'all. And Brady will be there too, hanging out on the show floor with all of us. But the most important detail here is March 28th, Saturday night. We are going to Flight Club Boston, which is less than a mile away from the convention center. Obviously, the convention center doesn't have a lot of great spots around it. Finding a bar that was close, that it had good standing room and not live music was difficult, but we found it. And this is where we're heading. So at 7 p.m. Eastern, Flight Club Boston, it's a darts bar. It's going to be a great time. You're not going to want to miss it. It is a 21 and over bar. It's a bar. But yeah, just be ready. It's going to be a great time. Grab a drink with us. Hang out. We'll have markers if you want to sign some stuff. We'll take some photos. It's gonna be a great time. The last time we did a meet and greet, it was an absolute blast. And the plan is that goes from 7 until about 8:30, 9 o'clock, and then we'll see where the night takes us from there. Last time it was pretty legendary, where Brady and I hung out with community members till I think 2 a.m. drinking and partying and having a great time. The late night crew was in full effect. Not promising that that's gonna happen again. But me and Brady in a weird city, anything can happen. And we're happy to say that Rogan Plays Games will also be there, kicking it with us, hanging out, having a great time. So if you like Rogan's content too, come and meet him and hang out. It's going to be a great time. You're not going to want to miss it.
Alrighty, Nick, do you want to tee up this episode? This is your baby. This is your idea.
Yes, I'm so excited. I literally was shaking with excitement this morning. I'm not even joking. So this is the When Do We See It Next podcast. This is something, like I said, I want to do maybe twice a year, once in July, once in February or March after this giant season of announcements, and reassess the map. Look at this holistically, because I feel like we get pigeonholed in certain ways, being like, oh man, like, yeah, God of War Metroidvania is a great example. If we were to do this last year, how many spots would we have put God of War Metroidvania? This is us putting our stake on where certain games are going to go and how they're going to go and fill out. And also having the whole big board in front of you allows you to be like, actually, no, like, I don't think that Nintendo's going to show up at the Game Awards this year because they have so much stuff going on elsewhere. I don't know if we're going to get all this stuff at Xbox Showcase. What's going to happen with that? So this is a good holistic view on where the board stands on when we expect to see certain games next. So if you're an audio listener on the board right now, we have 10 categories. We have the June State of Play. We have the June Direct. We have Summer Game Fest. We have Xbox Showcase. We have Opening Night Live, which is Keeley's event out in Germany. We have State of Play. We have September Direct. We have the Game Awards. And then we have 2027, meaning the next time we'll see the game is 2027. And then we have Beyond. Beyond can also kind of be never. We will never see this game ever happen. The big part of this too is, I just want to reiterate, this is when do we see it next? This isn't us predicting when this game is going to come out. We can say that this June we're going to see Intergalactic, but we think it's a 2028 game. It is all about just when are we going to see it next.
And this is all off of the assumption that there isn't going to be a random showcase slotted in here. Like there's rumors of a direct potentially before June.
Yes.
But we're just going off of history, what we've seen in the past,
Yep.
and we expect a June State of Play and June Direct and nothing before
Yeah.
that.
By the way, June State of Play might be last week of May State of Play.
Yeah.
Don't come after me. We know that sometimes those are in May. But yeah, I would say that this is the normal cadence that you get in a year. The fact that we only had that partner direct from Nintendo obviously puts that question mark in the air. But I think that you and I both are leaning on the fact more likely we just get a June Direct at this point than a random Direct in March.
Yeah, what a bummer. I
Such
really
a
want to
bummer.
see some of these Nintendo games, man.
Yeah.
When is Duskbloods? When is Fire Emblem?
So to ease into the episode, to make it nice and easy for us, I think that we start out with a softball, you know? So Connor, where are we putting Final Fantasy VII Remake?
Summer Game Fest. Or June State of Play. It's one of those two.
Yeah, I agree. I think Keeley's got it.
Yeah.
I think that it's a Keeley joint.
We saw Rebirth at SGF.
Yep.
That was the second time we had seen
That
it.
was the
though.
second time, but
We
that
saw
was
it at first. We saw it at like a random 25-year anniversary for Final Fantasy VII.
Yep.
And they showed Crisis Core and Rebirth for the first time, and then we saw it again at SGF, and then we saw it again at
State of Play September, and then the Game
and then
Awards.
the Game Awards.
And
Yeah.
then,
So they do have some relationship with Keeley. So yeah, SGF.
well, also, we need to talk about this. Yeah, I'm down to put this on SGF. We need to talk about this. June State of Play. Is it a showcase? The answer is no, but I've been in the boat of I would not be shocked if it is a showcase. Final Fantasy VII Remake on the board, Summer Game Fest. We have a lot of games, so we're not going to go and touch on every game for 5 minutes. So a lot of this will just be just painting by numbers, trying to get games on the board. Next up, let's go to the Kojima verse. OD. When's the next time we see OD?
When did we see this last? Was it?
It was
a trailer last year.
I think
Just
the
a
last time
random
there
trailer?
was, I think the last time we saw it was random trailer for Kojima's 10-year anniversary was the thing.
Yeah.
And then before that, it was on the Game Awards stage with Jordan Peele, right? I almost said Jordan Michael Key, which is incorrect.
I think at the earliest, maybe Xbox Showcase. I think the Game Awards is probably more likely, but I'm gonna go 2027 here.
I think it's this year for sure.
Okay.
I don't think we get out of this year without one. This is one that we didn't think through properly of like how we're going to break ties. I'll give you this one. If you want to go 2027, I'll give you 2027.
Sure.
All right, Connor, what's next?
Kingdom Hearts 4, last seen in 2022.
Yep.
For the 20-year anniversary of Kingdom Hearts. And then it's been basically MIA since then. We got some screenshots late last year, right? I think that you want to get the remake revealed. I don't think you need it out the door before you start talking about Kingdom Hearts 4. I think that the remake revealed at SGF with a release in early 2027.
Yep.
I think we see Kingdom Hearts 4 at the Game Awards alongside a remake trailer as well. Yeah.
I agree. I think Kingdom Hearts 4 either opens or closes Game Awards 2026.
And I think that Keeley has a bit of a chip on his shoulder after 2025 and all the drama and controversy surrounding last year's Game Awards. He wants to come out swinging.
Yeah. Last year, I said for the Game Awards 2024, he pulled every lever he could. He literally said, like, this is gonna be the greatest showcase ever. You want to be part of it. It's the 10-year. If you ever respected me in this industry, give me a trailer. Literally. I think that he's kind of doing the return tour of that.
Yeah.
Hitting up every major studio being like, please, not my reputation's on the line, but like, these shows matter enough to him and his reputation that he can't have a Summer Game Fest that was the Summer Game Fest he had 2 years ago. He can't do it, coming off of this Game Awards. So yeah, I think Game Awards, though, this year, Kingdom Hearts 4. Next up, such an interesting one. Max Payne. Those remakes. Dude, because here's the thing. I think Control Resonant gets out decently soon.
Yeah. I still think we don't see this until next year. probably.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with that.
Yeah.
Max Payne 2027.
You want to get Control out the door, and then I imagine there will be DLC for that game as well.
That's true.
Get those out, and then you start talking about Max Payne.
By the way, so the ordering of this entire list is pretty sporadic. And so where we're going next is bananas. But like I said, all these things, we're just having a good time, good conversation. Devil May Cry 6.
That doesn't exist. That's beyond. I don't know where those rumors were coming from. That it was going to show up at the most recent state of play.
That was
right.
That was insane.
I think that was
people
just a
like
load of
to
crap.
flap their gums, Connor. I'm telling you, like
the original creator of DMC doesn't work for Capcom anymore. Like I don't know.
It reeks of just being rough. I want to twofold this. When's the next time we see Horizon's Hunter's Gathering?
Mm-hmm.
And then when's the next time we see Horizon 3? Or when do we see Horizon 3?
Hunter's Gathering, I would say September Direct, probably.
State of Play.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Connor has the issue of the whiteboard being situated where his State of Plays are behind him.
Yeah. And then Horizon 3, I think, is beyond 2027.
I agree. So you want to go over there for Hunter's Gathering. And for me, I'm writing beyond 2027 for Horizon 3's reveal. Let's go and make this a little bit easier on ourselves. When's the next time we see Control Resonant? Because what a trailer, dude.
That's not coming to Switch, right? So
I don't
that's
think so.
Off the board for directs. SGF probably, and you get a release date then?
Yep.
Yeah.
Nailed it. I think that's kind of money in the bank. Let's go to Jedi 3.
That has SGF written all over it.
SGF's getting pretty stacked, Connor.
Yeah.
You want to know where I want to go? Well, you want to know where I want to go with this?
Opening Night Live.
Opening Night Live to close out ONL.
Yeah. That would be the big reveal. And Opening Night Live usually doesn't have a lot going for it. Like, that would take up all the headlines if Jedi gets revealed there.
What was the last Opening Night Live was decent, I want to say. Oh, last Opening Night Live closed with the new Black Myth game, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
The Black Myth Zong, I want to say. But yeah, like there was some decent stuff there.
And the year before that was Borderlands and Mafia, which was rock solid.
And Civ 7 had a good showing there too. So
big Take-Two.
Yeah, it was massive.
Opening Night Live.
Right. By the way, I'm just gonna cut the chase here. GTA 6 we're not gonna discuss. It's not gonna show up anywhere on this board because it's Rockstar. Let's go and double back to number 7, Connor. Bloodborne remake. Obviously we're coming. We shot CGNC before the Blue Point news about them pitching and everything. By the way, there is a hot take. It exists. I just need to go through like Google Archive to go and find the voice of me saying it. I was 100% right. It's not PlayStation's fault. Everyone blamed PlayStation for so long about a Bloodborne remake not happening. Takes two to tango.
Yeah. I wonder if there's something in the contract that lets From Software and Miyazaki refuse the remake and tell them that they can't do it. Because if Sony owns the IP, they could just be like, yeah, we're just going to do it anyways.
I think that they just want a good relationship with From. Yeah. Like, you don't want to mess around with Miyazaki. But Bloodborne remake, it will happen eventually, but beyond. I think it's beyond.
Yeah. Then we have 3D Mario. I think this gets shown at the June Direct. I think they got to get the narrative back on track that Switch 2 is a console that you need to pick up, whether it be for games that are already out, but you also want to line up games in the future that people can be excited for, that they know that if they're going to invest in this console, they're going to have something to be excited about right around the corner.
You know where I stand with it. You know that I think it's a September announcement, but I'm okay with putting it as a June Direct announcement for 3D Mario. Connor, you might not need to move your hand too much. Fire Emblem, Fortune's Weave. Yeah. That's definitely a June announcement for that Direct. We're also taking this in the boat that we think that Yoshi is going to be out before the next Direct.
Rhythm Heaven as well.
And then Rhythm Heaven, I do think that we get also in this June Direct. Yeah, Rhythm's a hard word to spell, dude. Can we talk about that? It's messed up. And then let's Connor, don't move your hand yet. Let's talk the Dustbloods.
Yeah, I mean,
June Direct.
Yeah. Well, I think it could show up at SGF.
Could show up at SGF.
Yeah. Do you want to put it on SGF just for?
No, I think it's a June Direct announcement. If I had to push my chips, I'm saying it's June Direct. I'm gonna toss in at this point. I'm gonna say Half-Life 3.
Okay.
Or it's a weird one.
I don't think it shows up at any.
It doesn't
of these.
show up on this board.
Yeah.
But where are you at with Half-Life 3? Are we still getting it first half of this year announced?
No, I think that Valve just needs to shuffle things around and figure out what they're going to do with the Steam machine, and that makes it so they can't talk about Half-Life 3 until they do that. So once they get those details lined up, then they will talk about Half-Life 3, and I imagine that'll be the second half of this year.
Let's go next to AC Black Flag Remake.
I don't think it's going to be at any of these events. I think it'll just be a random shadow drop. Yeah.
You want to know what the answer is? Ubisoft Forward. They're gonna bring it back, baby. Nah.
You think it's second half of the year?
I think it's this year. Yeah, I think it's second half of this year. You want to know where it is?
Opening Night Live, Xbox Showcase.
Showcase.
Yeah, that makes sense. Alrighty, then we have Fable. You want to throw Fable on there too?
Yep.
Do you think that we get a delay for Fable before the Xbox Showcase?
No, Fable's coming out this year.
Okay.
I think that Fable is more guaranteed than E-Day. I think it's more guaranteed than not Halo, but I think it's more there than E-Day. We've now seen like all we've seen for E-Day is a cinematic trailer. Mm-hmm. Like I don't think that game's coming out this year.
New Naughty Dog game. That's the one that's not headed up by Neil.
Yeah, the one that's not Intergalactic focus.
I think that's 2027, but after Intergalactic comes out.
Interesting.
Yeah. Then we have Marvel Tokon. That's June State of Play.
Yep. I'll say June State of Play. I would not be shocked if they do a showing at Summer Game Fest though to show off new characters also there.
Yeah.
We're gonna get it at June State of Play, and then they're also gonna get it at Evo for the last trailers there. What's up next?
Then we have next mainline FromSoft game. I think that's 2027 probably, right? Well, is it going to be Miyazaki directed though? That's the question. Yeah. How many games do you think they're cooking right now?
3.
Okay.
Dustbloods and 2 others. Well, no, Dustbloods, Armored Core 7, and the next.
You think we're going to get an Armored Core 7?
I think that game sold well enough. Yeah, okay. It makes sense. I think it's the Game Awards.
Okay.
Next From Software. Okay. Boom. Great debate, man. Let's head back over to the Ubisoft first. Far Cry 7.
Oh, that's Opening Night Live, baby.
I like just all the
Opening Night Live is just the catch-all. It's just like you get the scraps.
Can I counter an Opening Night Live announcement?
Yeah.
With the September State of Play announcement?
No.
No.
No. That doesn't line up to me. Forza 6, Xbox. No. Wouldn't it already be out?
Oh, yeah, that's out. Sorry.
Yeah.
That should be on the list. Then we are moving to Crazy Taxi.
Fucking the Game Awards, maybe? I don't know. No. No, come on.
Fine, sure. Game Awards, Crazy Taxi gets its re-reveal. Luigi's Mansion 4 is up next.
I think that's beyond 2027. Or 2027 or beyond. We just don't even know if it exists. Like, we're just totally
but we're saying 3D Mario exists.
Yes. 3D Mario, I feel like, has a higher likelihood to exist and be ready to go sooner rather than later.
Don't bet this year. Don't bet. I'm saying that we get Luigi's Mansion, no 3D Mario this year. You're saying we get 3D Mario this year, no Luigi's Mansion.
I think I could see us getting both, though.
But then it's a wash.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so where do you want to put Luigi's Mansion?
I want to put it in fucking June Direct, but I'm going to lose that battle. September Direct, I think, is the middle point there. New Animal Crossing.
That's 2027.
Yep.
And I don't know.
Part of me wants to say beyond, by the way.
I don't know if it releases in 2027, but I do think it gets announced in 2027.
That's a great point. Yeah, that's a really great point.
Fallout Remake Beyond.
No.
Yes.
We're gonna see it next year.
I don't think so, dude. How fast do you think they're turning these things around?
I think so. You get it. The Oblivion gets out the door last year early.
Yep.
We have all of last year. We have all of this year.
It wasn't early last year. It was like March or April, right?
April.
So it's not like fucking
8
January.
months, 12 months. I think we see it. We're definitely going to see it by the next year Game Awards. We're going to see this thing, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm saying 2027.
I don't know, man. I feel like conventional wisdom would say that like these things take at least 3 years. I don't know like what magic they're cooking up over there at Virtuous.
Yeah.
The makers of the Oblivion remake. Apparently, it's basically just like a skin over like an Unreal Engine 5 skin over the original game. So I don't know if that makes it really streamlined and allows it to have a quick turnaround, but I don't know.
Let's move to Byzant.
That is beyond.
Can't really exist though.
Yeah, it does exist. Next up, I think that is a 2027 announcement. I think it was planned to be a cross-gen PS5, PS6 game. Now we know that PS6 is probably pushed to 2028, so now it is just a PS5 exclusive.
I'm down for that logic. Completely agree. I wouldn't be shocked if it's the Game Awards.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be shocked. I think 2027 is the right answer, especially with like what is State of Play is going to look like next year. We know what State of Plays are going to look like this year pretty well, but like what are they going to look like next year? So closing out a State of Play in February with Venom would be awesome.
Right.
Moving along to
Judas
SGF.
I hope, please.
I think that
just give me this game. I need it.
I like SGF. I also like June State of Play a lot.
Yeah.
It's one of those two.
Let's do it.
June State of Play? Yeah. Great. You want to know why? Because the next game is Mixtape, and we're going to see that at Summer Game Fest.
When is that releasing?
I think it's going to shadow drop or be July, and we're going to get that date on Summer Game Fest.
It's a long time coming. Phantom Blade
Zero.
When's
the next time we're going to get a trailer, Connor, for Phantom Blade Zero?
I mean, it could be SGF or Open Night Live.
I think that we might get it at State of Play also.
Yeah, we just saw it though, didn't we?
You want to know what?
When did we see it last?
Fuck if I know. Did we see it at the Game Awards again? Yeah, because that's when we got the date.
Yep.
You want to know? You want to know where I'm going to go with it? June State of Play.
Yeah.
I think we get one in the State of Play.
And then that's the last time we see it. Like
because the September is. Yeah, I don't think we see it at SGF. Maybe you get an opening night live trailer when like a demo or something.
Right.
But that's where I'm at with Phantom Blade. Next up, Marvel 1843. Is this supposed to be 1943? Yeah. That's just wrong on my doc. Marvel 1943.
Beyond. That game is canceled. That game's not going out.
Connor, it has such opening night live stank on it, though. It's just
sure, we can do it there.
I will say, if it's opening night live, this is the greatest opening night live ever.
Yeah.
Already with Jedi 3 and Far Cry 7. Do we want to talk somewhere else? Could it be an Xbox Showcase thing? Could it be a Summer Game Fest thing? I don't think it's a PlayStation partnership.
I don't know. This is a tough one.
Well, I'm also with just saying canceled.
Yeah, I think that you just got to go canceled or beyond. We barely seen anything from this game, and then it got indefinitely delayed. And I don't have any confidence in ever seeing this game again. And with that in mind, I don't have a lot of confidence in predicting where it's going to show up next.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. Onimusha, A Way of the Sword.
Okay, Capcom seems to really like Nintendo right now.
Connor, I love where it's
I think it could be the June Direct, but I also think it could be the June State of Play. You got to get a release date on this thing. You'll have Resident Evil and Pragmata out at this point.
Yeah.
So your next up is Onimusha. We don't have a date, right?
Yeah, we don't have a date. I don't mind June Direct, but I'm going to say June State of Play is where we get this.
Okay.
Then moving along to Clockwork Revolution. My question is, do we see Clockwork Revolution at the Xbox Showcase again this year?
Yes. You just get a trailer, not like a full breakdown like they did last year. And maybe you get a release window. I could see it being like spring 2027.
Yeah, that checks.
That's it, yeah.
This one's an easy one. It's a small one. New Cory Barlog game.
Small one.
That's the joke.
September State of Play.
Bingo.
Yeah.
Money. Swish. Buckets. Bam.
Barlog.
I wouldn't be shocked if it's June State of Play, though, if it is a showcase.
Yeah. It's not going to be a showcase.
Connor.
Nick. Those don't exist anymore. Just get it out of your brain.
What if it is, though?
It's not
what if
going
it is?
to be.
What if it is? Silent Hill 1 remake.
2027.
Yeah.
Game's still relatively early in development. I would like it sooner rather than later, but let them cook. Silent Hill 2 remake was so good. darn good.
Yeah. This is the one that is on top of mind for basically everyone. Elder Scrolls 6.
Xbox Showcase.
You think we see it this year?
Yeah, it's time. They teased it out, right? On like with a random tweet
with the
saying big year for
for
sixes. Yeah. So I think we see it finally. I don't know when it's releasing. No way it comes out next year, right?
That's 5 years. No, that's 4 years.
Yeah, no shot. And they've still been cooking on Starfield. Like they're working on that game, like trying to kind of reset the board with Starfield and maybe reintroduce it to the world. But
We'll see where that lands.
that's yeah. It's
Hi-Fi,
got to take some manpower. I don't know.
Hi-Fi Rush 2.
Beyond, and it's all going to be made with AI.
What is it at the Game Awards this year?
Or not.
2023? We see it at the Game Awards this year for a 2027 release date?
Okay.
I like it. Final Fantasy 17.
Beyond.
Yep.
Yeah.
What's up next?
New Ratchet and Clank. That's also Beyond.
Yep.
I think it could release on PS5 though. I imagine it was planned to be a PS6 game, but now that console's been pushed, it could release at the tail end of the PS5's run potentially.
Halo Campaign Evolved. This is an interesting one because your brain says Xbox Showcase, right?
Yeah.
But does it show up at Xbox Showcase or is it just a Halo announcement?
I think it shows up at the Xbox Showcase, and that doesn't mean that we're not going to get another Halo announcement at this thing.
I mean, it's on the board, buddy. We'll get there in a couple of games. Speaking of games, fair games.
Definitely a game. That's Beyond, and I don't think it's going to come out.
Connor, we're seeing that in September State of Play, buddy.
All right.
Connor's all right. He's just like, I don't want to fight him on this one. Out of all the games, Connor will not fight for positioning during this podcast. Fair games is definitely one of them. Next up, it's a big talking point, Intergalactic.
I think we see this at the Game Awards. It's either September State of Play or the Game Awards.
I think that the announcement works for the Game Awards, and then maybe they do want to go and bring this one back in house for a State of Play sort of deal.
Yeah,
I'll say September State of Play. Okay. That's what they close with.
Barlog's game? No way.
What's happening with what's closing the June State of Play?
It doesn't need to be first party.
It's been first party basically every time.
Could be 7th remake.
Yeah, but that's definitely on Summer Game Fest. Now looking at the board a little bit, I truly am like, that's definitely landing on Summer Game Fest.
Yeah.
I think we need to shuffle Barlog up. Because I think Barlog, especially with the God of War, what Christopher Judge talking about, the next game's going to be revealed this summer.
Yeah, but apparently he was not talking about Sony Santa Monica, or he was just trying to walk it back.
Yeah, I think he's trying to walk it back.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Barlog game June, and then I'm saying Intergalactic State of Play. And this is why we have the big board, Connor. We're able to look at this thing holistically. I want to bring a write-in from the one, the only, Dill Dog. It says, I think we'll see a short cinematic plus minimal gameplay of Intergalactic at Summer Game Fest with no date, but we'll get a release date at the Game Awards. But I'd honestly do anything to hear more about Blade. It's been far too long since we've heard anything. Blade is down the list quite a bit. Dildog, we'll get there when we get there. But I won't be shocked if it's Summer Game Fest. They also have a good relationship. Like Keighley and Naughty Dog have a great relationship between announcing the Last of Us remakes at Summer Game Fest in 2022. Factions, yeah, like there's a lot there. All right, getting back to it. Halo multiplayer.
I want to say Xbox Showcase, but I think we got to put it in 2027.
I agree.
Yeah, I don't think they want to release show two Halo games at once. Next up, we have Wolverine. I mean, I guess they would probably want to show it just to get the hype going.
Yeah, June State of Play. We'll get the first gameplay reveal. I think that's what opens the show too. Okay. Like I would bet almost anything on that.
So you start with Wolverine and then you
close with Barlog.
Interesting. That would be a.
And then guess what? If it's a showcase, you put Intergalactic in there, and it's a showcase.
Okay.
And it just is.
I mean, look at this right now. That's like an insane lineup of games next.
It's a great lineup.
Tokan, Judas, Phantom Blade Zero, Onimusha, Barlog's next game, and Wolverine.
It's an insane lineup of games, but other than Judas, it's like, okay, we know a lot about Onimusha. We know a lot about Phantom Blade. We know a lot about Tokan. All right, moving on. Small one, Mass Effect 4.
Beyond.
By the way, I know it's not Mass Effect 4, but you know what we're doing.
It's a continuation of the story of the trilogy. It's not like this separate thing like Andromeda was.
Yep. On the document, I have Lil Devil inside, and then I also in parentheses have "This is a joke."
Yeah, that's never coming out.
Connor. We're not wasting ink on it.
Metaphor Royal, I don't think that exists. They had that whole there was that whole story about how they want to get away from doing those.
I
kinds
agree
of
that
packages.
Metaphor Royal does not exist. When are we going to see Castlevania Belmont's Curse? Is the title of it, right?
SGF.
Yeah, I think that's a great SGF call.
We get the release date.
The release date. Yep. Injustice 3. I'm gonna write Injustice 3 just next. No.
Opening night live, dude.
The Game Awards.
Okay. How fast does NetherRealms? Is that the
NetherRealm,
studio?
yeah.
How fast do they turn games around?
4 or 5 years makes sense.
And when did?
23.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, we're getting there for sure. Game Awards, and you start doing 7 months of hype cycle. You do Game Awards, and then Connor, we're playing it at Play Days 2027. Like that it definitely lines up. And then it comes out in October of 27. Splinter Cell.
2027.
Part of me wants to write Beyond. Like, do you believe that we're going to see Splinter Cell next year?
Would not be shocked if this game never comes out. But I want to believe that it's at least going to be shown in 2027. I think there's a chance that it is revealed or like properly shown at like SGF or the Game Awards, though.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked. New Media Molecule game.
September State of Play? I don't fucking know.
Yeah. MM. Beyond Good and Evil 2.
It still exists, apparently. Let's say 2027. Let's be optimistic.
Really?
Nick, this was revealed in like 2015 or some shit, right?
Yeah.
Was I in high school or was I in college? I don't remember.
I think that I was in middle school. I'm not even joking. Like, I'm an adult now.
Deltarune Chapter 5?
June Direct. I actually, September Direct.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry. Do you have your wipe there around there? Until Dawn 2 is next, and I like it. I'm about that life.
Apparently, that studio is working on like 3 games.
Yeah.
And I do believe it's Fire Sprite.
Yep.
Or Firewalk, which I get
one's closed down.
Yeah, one of them doesn't exist anymore. But yeah, I do believe that they're working on Until Dawn 2, and I think that is a 2027 reveal.
Yeah, I'm down with that. All right, Gears of War E-Day.
Yeah, that's an Xbox showcase for sure.
I think.
It's a lock.
Ooh, I have a phone for you. Right now, what's your bet? What is the bonus thing at the end of the Xbox showcase? What's the deep dive game at the end of the Xbox showcase this year?
It's Gears.
Yeah, it
wouldn't be Fable. They basically just did that with the Dev Direct. They really went pretty in depth with that game. So,
Wolf Among Us 2.
It's got SGF written all over it. Please,
sure, you can write it.
Yeah.
I love this podcast.
Give it to me, dude. I need it.
What
a game.
Hogwarts Legacy 2.
There was a story recently that it's later than you'd expect, like 27 or 28, 29.
Yeah,
release,
the next couple of years they're going all in on their IP, and it's not close.
So I think that maybe it's shown or teased in 2027, but I would bet on beyond 2027.
Where are we going?
Where were we? Project Robot. Oh, I want it, dude. I need it. Next game from the maker of Shadow of the Colossus and Eco and The Last Guardian. When are you playing The Last Guardian, Nick? What a game.
You got to be the champ.
Dude, it's so good.
Apple Juice writes in and says, I think Project Robot shows up at the September State of Play. It's been a decade since The Last Guardian released, and I don't think the game is going to be as hellish to develop. The reason I say September State of Play is it's roughly 2 years since the announcement, and Team Eco has a long history with PlayStation. I think it's the type of announcement to open or close the show.
Thing is, it's published by Epic Games.
Yes.
So I think that hurts the argument that it would have any association with PlayStation. I think it's more likely to be shown at the Game Awards, but I'll throw it on September State of Play for you, Apple Juice.
Apple Juice. All right, where are we heading to next after that?
Tomb Raider. I It's got SGF written all over it
Yep.
to me. And this is the remake, or is it the new one? Catalyst. Okay.
I think that they get shown together every single time until the first one's out. New Black Myth game.
Which got a like
Cinematic.
7-minute cinematic trailer,
Yeah.
right? So they're cooking for sure. I think they literally were cooking in that trailer.
September Direct. I'm kidding. Game Awards. We get a little TGA action.
When does that game release?
What, 24? I could see. I would not be shocked if it's early 2028 or even 2027.
Yeah, I think 2028 sounds right to me.
All right, KOTOR remake.
I don't know, man. I feel like it's a total crapshoot with that game. Like, it literally could show up at SGF. It could never show up again.
Yep. That timeline is very true. Yeah, I don't fucking know, dude. I don't know.
Let's just put Beyond then.
Yeah.
Or Opening Night Live. Banjo Kazooie, how did that get you? That's Beyond.
I believe it's Beyond also.
We're never getting another Banjo game, I fear.
I think we will get a Banjo eventually because the IP is good enough. Like, it's good enough to get one, but it's not a guarantee by any means.
Virtua Fighter, is it 5 or no? That's the last one.
Yeah, 6.
There's no There's no
it
number
might just
attached
be
to it.
it might just be Virtual Fighter for this new one.
I'm
gonna be real.
At the State of Play, I could see it at SGF. I could see it at the Xbox Showcase. I could see it at Opening Night Live.
I'm gonna be real. I don't think that it shows up on anywhere on this board. I think it's a Evo, and then they're doing their own thing, and then maybe actually next time we see it when it comes to this board, the Game Awards. That's where it got revealed, and I think that they might get a date on it at the Game Awards. Oh, moving to Ori 3. I think we definitely get another Ori game.
Yeah, but they're working on No Rest for the Wicked.
Yeah.
And they've been working on that for a long while.
Yeah.
It's been in early access, I think, for like 2 years or so.
Yeah, we're doing Beyond for this.
Yeah. Apparently that studio's in trouble.
I wouldn't be shocked. I mean, they took a massive swing with No Rest for the Wicked.
Yeah.
When's the next time we're seeing the Coot, Connor, the Crash Bandicoot? Don't say Opening Night Live.
I was thinking about it. I don't know. Do you think Toys for Bob is working on a Crash game?
Yeah, I
Is
do.
that the assumption? Okay. So then I think 2027 makes sense,
Okay.
right? Their last game was About Time, and that was 2 or 3 years ago, probably.
Yeah. Now we're doing another one, Meat of the Hollower. It's a weird one because the answer is it's spring 2026, Connor.
I don't think we'd see it.
You
I
think it's
just
before?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it just gets
Great.
a release date and comes out before any of these events.
Moving along to Okami.
That's Beyond 2027.
You don't think that we see it's 2024 gets announced, and I know that they were hiring people
yes,
in 2024.
They started
Yep,
development.
they started development. You don't think that we see it in 2027 though?
No.
Okay.
Games take a long time to make, dude. I don't know. Like, if they want to show something substantial, I think it's at least 3 years.
Okay. Gen 10 Pokemon. We just saw it. Just got revealed.
September Direct, probably.
Sure, yeah. Mega Man Overdrive.
SGF.
Really?
Yeah. It's coming out next year.
I was about to say too. It also makes sense because you're doing like both Pragmata and RE are going to be out by then. So stoking all your IP and stuff like that, and be like, yeah, like we have more stuff coming out. Yeah, I'm down for that. Mega Man Overdrive.
Mega Man. You got the hiccups?
A little bit of a hiccup, a little bit of a cough, just like weird stuff's happening internally on old tissues right now. It's crazy.
Star Wars Eclipse. I think that's next year. Maybe even the Game Awards.
I like Game Awards for this.
When was that announced? Like
The Game
2021?
Awards in 2021.
Was the Game Awards?
Yeah.
Huh.
Game Awards. It was me, you, and Shane reacted to that trailer, dude.
It's 21, not
21.
22?
Yeah, it was the year that old It Takes Two. No, it is It Takes Two. I was thinking Take Two Interactive for a second. It Takes Two won it. Casey Hudson. Fates of the Old Republic.
That's Beyond.
I think we see June State of Play, man. Okay.
Game's quite a ways away.
Tour.
Then we have Haunted Chocolatier. That's a direct game if I've ever seen one.
Yeah.
We can throw it in September direct?
Yep. I'm down for that. Connor, what are we seeing? The next Resident Evil remake. RE9's out. What's next? What's going to be something that you're going to get to chew on in 4 years?
I mean, I think that so it's supposed to be Code Veronica, right?
Yeah.
I think that's early 2027.
I agree.
That seems to be the cadence.
So
for
then
them.
where do we see it?
SGF maybe. I could see the September State of Play potentially. I think if you see RE at the September State of Play, that like knocks off the potential for like Intergalactic or even like Project Robot to show up here.
Project Robot showing up there is nonsense in my mind. Like that is such hopium. But I'm down with it because Apple Juice said so.
Yeah. So do you want to throw it here?
Yeah, I do. Resident Evil remake. Moving on to a very fun one, something that I don't think a lot of people are even considering the fact that we're going to get one of these. Stellar Blade 2. And I'll toss this out there. I think that PlayStation is going to buy Shift Up. Is that developer?
I think they've already declined to be purchased.
No, but they're
going to
get them, Connor.
Okay.
They're gonna lock that one in.
All right, 2027.
Yeah.
It's multi-platform. They've already said that.
Yeah.
I imagine that PlayStation did ask and sniff around and see if they could acquire Shift Up, but
yeah. Connor, we got a very fun one for you next. When do we see Blade next?
Xbox Showcase.
You think we see it this year?
Mm-hmm.
We're making the greatest Xbox Showcase of all time with just the amount of star power they have.
I mean, think about 2024's Showcase. That was a 10 out of 10. It was similar to this.
Yeah.
And they're on their back foot right now. They gotta come out swinging.
Wolfenstein. There was word that voice actors were being brought in for this project this past week.
Beyond.
You don't think we see it in 2027?
No.
What do you think Machine Games is making Wolfenstein next, or do you think they're making another Indiana Jones?
They're 100% making Wolfenstein
I
next.
completely agree. So that was 2024 we got?
End of 2024, then they did DLC June of last year. Like 4 to 5 years dev time, you have to imagine. So
I can't write Wolf because Connor already used Wolf for Wolf Among Us 2. Jeez Louise. And then we move on to Dragon Quest.
So we have 7 Remake revealed at SGF. Then you talk about Kingdom Hearts 4 at the Game Awards. I don't think Kingdom Hearts 4 needs to be out before you start talking about Dragon Quest. I think you can double dip there and be talking about both of those games and have marketing cycles going for both of them. But I still think 2027.
Damn, I feel like we predicted this every single time.
Yeah, we've seen the most of all of these 3 games. We've seen Kingdom Hearts 4 the most, which is wild to think because we last saw it in 2022, but we saw like a full gameplay trailer.
All right, Connor, and it's the last one on my list. And then I want to look at some of the board stuff after that, just in general. But the last one on my list, Persona 6. Let's also do Persona 4 Revival, but let's start with Persona 4 Revival, then go to Persona 6.
Persona 4 Revival is here or there, SGF or Xbox Showcase. So we saw the reveal of Persona 4 Revival at the last Xbox Showcase. So Nick is putting it again for Xbox Showcase.
Yep. I think that we see it here again.
Makes a lot of sense.
And then that's also coming out early next year.
Yeah. And then for Persona 6, I'm going to go 2027. I think you got to get Persona 4 out the door before you start talking about Persona 6.
30th anniversary.
That's a good point.
I genuinely don't know if you can get
opening night live.
I think it's the Game Awards.
Okay.
I want to bring in Go Nash's right in, who says, I think we finally see Persona 6. The stars are aligned, and we already got P4 Revival last year. There's no shot Alice Smith is announcing a mainline game during the 30th anniversary.
Yeah, that's
a
fair point. Yeah, the anniversary really does solidify the potential of this showing up this year.
I want to talk about, just to run through it for the audio listeners, June State of Play. Marvel Tokon, Judas, Fatal Blade Zero, Onimusha, Cory Barlog's next game, Wolverine. Makes a lot of sense.
June Direct is 3D Mario, Fire Emblem, Fortune's Weave, Rhythm Heaven, and Duskbloods.
I think that if that is your June Direct, it's an unbelievable June Direct. I don't think that that's going to happen. I think instead of 3D Mario, it's going to be Luigi's Mansion. Connor is writing something on the September Direct. That I wanted to talk through that, but yeah, I like that a lot.
I added Zelda to the board for September Direct.
Summer Game Fest, we have Final Fantasy VII Remake, Control Resonant, Mixtape, Castlevania, Wolf Among Us 2, Tomb Raider, Mega Man.
This
Not
really
gonna lie,
insane. That's totally doable.
I was about to say, I think that that's a great SGF.
Yeah.
And I think it's very feasible.
We're getting updates on a lot of games that we already know about.
Yep.
The only major announcement here is
the remake. And then you do Wolf Among Us 2 to the re-reveal of that would be insane. And Mega Man would be nice to get a date on that or more gameplay. I will say with Mega Man, though, they were like, that's an early build look of gameplay. But it was gameplay still.
It's still a Mega Man game, though. I can't imagine it's that difficult to get one of those together.
What do we got for the Xbox Showcase?
We have Assassin's Creed Black Flag remake, Fable, Clockwork Revolution, Elder Scrolls 6, Halo, Combat Evolved, Gears of War, E-Day, Blade, and Persona 4 Revival.
The Django block and all of that is Elder Scrolls 6. I don't think we see that this year, but Connor believes.
I don't know, man. If they have the capacity to do something like this. We saw it in 2024 for Xbox Showcase. Like they pulled out all the stops for that and showed like everything that they were cooking, and it was awesome. And then last year was a bit of a letdown, and now they are on their back foot. They have a new head of Xbox coming in. I think she probably wants to put her best foot forward, show off the games that they're working on, and they have a lot that is close to releasing too. Yeah. Like Clockwork Revolution, we saw a ton of last year. That literally could be this year. Yeah. But it's probably early next year. Blade, we haven't seen for forever.
Yeah, 2023.
And their last game, Arcane Leon's last game, was 2021.
Game Leader nominated.
So they must be close to releasing that. So that is a shoo-in for showing up. And then Elder Scrolls 6, I think you get your first like full trailer, not just like the sweeping vista that we got for the title reveal. You get the full title, the subtitle revealed. You show like, I still think it's a CG trailer for the most part, but like I think it's okay to show Elder Scrolls 6 and give a year.
I think you can very well do this trailer in the same way that I believe the Avowed trailer initially was. You do a sweeping shot, you go get into a town, you come behind somebody, it's first person, and they fucking pull a blade out, they pull magic out, and they fucking cut the black.
And then you give a year.
You give a year, and then you also just give the tagline.
You can't you can't show Elder Scrolls 6 again without giving a year and the full title. But you don't have to show much more outside of that.
If the year even is 2028, and then they push it to 2029, that's totally fine.
Yeah.
You just need to get it going. And I do like the idea with this showcase, especially being like, hey, we are making the promise about Xbox again. What does that mean? I think that, like, if I'm being real,
show Elder Scrolls 6 and say exclusively on Xbox. Imagine. It would be so awesome, dude. As somebody who would like to play that on PlayStation and understand that it's not consumer friendly to have exclusives, that would be such a huge draw for Xbox. Like, hey, if you want to play this,
I just got chills.
You got to play it on an Xbox.
Could you, because... Man, like I really hope that they look at this with some decent strategy and are like, okay, don't like put Game Pass to rest in this generation. I get like going and having that continue for a little bit, but like start making it clear with what you want to do with exclusivity.
I feel like you have so much IP, so many powerhouses now that you have acquired all these big publishers, namely Activision with Call of Duty. Like, let Call of Duty just bankroll you essentially to have this project that you can work on and reset the board with. Like, you're starting from zero, you're starting from square one. Xbox day one, how do we sell this console to people with exclusives and stuff like Elder Scrolls 6?
Elder Scrolls 6 in play. That's literally what I said on CGNC.
And let Call of Duty pull in the cash to allow you to facilitate.
They need to make a good COD.
Yeah,
I will say, if we're going to see the next COD, it's going to be during the showcase. If it opens or closes the showcase,
I'm flipping the table.
Actually, I'm not upset if it opens the showcase. I'm not.
Yeah,
it's one of the biggest games of all the time. You just can't close the showcase with Call of Duty, especially BO7, and have it look the way that it did. do we even read through all this, or did we just stop on Elder Scrolls 6? I think we did read through the whole showcase. Opening night live, we had 2 games for you.
Jedi 3 and Far Cry 7. I think that's a great opening night live, though.
I think if you open with Far Cry 7 and you close with Jedi 3 and then you just coast for 2 hours.
Expectations are low for opening night live, and I think those 2 announcements would be 2 of the biggest announcements we've ever gotten at an opening night live.
Sony said, I think it was Master Diz, they brought up Tokyo Game Show. We don't really get a lot out of Tokyo Game Show. Like, it's updates on things, but the fact that we're
weren't even guaranteed to get like any sort of showcase. Like Xbox did one last year for the first time ever.
Yeah, and it closed with Forza Horizon 6's trailer.
Teaser,
but like I think that with what this podcast is, when do we see it next? Mainly, like I don't know.
September State of Play. Did you read the last one?
No, yeah, I did. So you're good.
Hunter's Gathering, Intergalactic, Fair Games. Media Molecules next game, Project Robot, and Code Veronica.
That's also a fucking showcase.
Yeah, I think we get maybe half of those there, but
and I think that the half that we get is Fair Games, Media Molecule, and Hunter's Gathering. I'm not even joking. I wouldn't be shocked if that is like what the showcase is. You start with Fair Games, you close with Media Molecules game, you throw Hunter's Gathering, and then you get another look at Control. You get another look at
I think Fair Games releasing is entirely dependent on how well Marathon does.
I agree. September Direct, Luigi's Mansion, Deltarune, Pokemon Gen 10, Haunted Chocolatier, and Connor did write Zelda. And this
Zelda's is something.
Yeah. I
Does it need to be the next mainline Zelda? It could literally be the reveal of the next Grezzo Zelda game. That seems too soon, though. But
that is too soon for that team.
And then a potential Ocarina of Time remake has been floating around for a while. I feel like that's just people, I'm
going to be honest with you, Connor, and I'm not going to win this fight. We're not going to flip it, but my reality that I live in would have a flip of 3D Mario and Zelda. I don't think we get 3D Mario this year. I just don't. Okay. But and I do think that we will get a Zelda property this year. So if you want to know why, because we already got all the Mario announcements for this year. You would have teased it last year for Mario's 30th or not 30th, 40th anniversary. Yeah. Wow. Guy's been around for a minute. Connor, what we got for the Game Awards?
We have Kingdom Hearts 4, the next FromSoft mainline entry, Crazy Taxi, Hi-Fi Rush 2, Injustice, Black Myth, the new Black Myth game, Virtua Fighter, Star Wars Eclipse, and Persona 6.
Not gonna lie.
No shot. Nick,
the new FromSoft is where that goes into La La Land. But of the big 3 announcements here, new FromSoft, Kingdom Hearts, and Persona 6, I think we get 2 of those 3.
Okay.
Yeah. And then everything else is just like Hi-Fi Rush 2 probably not gonna happen. But like Injustice, I could easily see. I would say come back to this podcast. We got 50% right on the Game Awards. 50%.
What do you think is the most likely for big announcements?
The most likely of those big 3, or
just in general.
I think the most likely on this board is a Black Myth trailer. I think that they like Keeley. And if I remove that, I think that Injustice or whatever the next NetherRealm game is, like that feels such. It could be Mortal Kombat 2, and I wouldn't be too upset about that. And because also if you're renaming a game Mortal Kombat 2, what that means to just people it is important to nail that. So I think that would be cool. 2027 games that we will see next are OD, Max Payne, the new Naughty Dog game that is not Intergalactic, new Animal Crossing, Fallout remakes, Venom, Silent Hill 1 remake, Splinter Cell, Until Dawn 2, Halo multiplayer, Beyond Good and Evil, Crash Bandicoot's Return, Stellar Blade 2, and Dragon Quest.
And beyond, we have Devil May Cry 6, Horizon 3, Bloodborne remake, Fizzant, Final Fantasy 17, Ratchet and Clank, Mass Effect 4, Hogwarts Legacy 2, KOTOR remake, Banjo-Kazooie, Ori, Okami, Fotor, and Wolfenstein.
Good job reading my handwriting, man. It is not perfect by any means. All right, we're gonna flip over the set now to be for the draft, right?
Yeah.
But thank you so much for watching this podcast. This was an absolute treat for me. I love doing this shit. But we're gonna flip over to the podcast set in 3, 2.
Alrighty, we are back, and today we are drafting Final Fantasy games. Nick, you have the first pick. What are we taking?
With my first overall pick, I am choosing Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. It is my favorite game of all time. It is one of the greatest games of all time. It has the greatest cast in video games. It has the greatest soundtrack in all of video games. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is phenomenal, so it's my first pick. Connor, what you got?
With my first pick, I'm going to go with Final Fantasy IX, maybe one of my favorite video game casts of all time, with Steiner and Vivi and Freya and Dagger. Great crew, and this is just a great world to be in. It's very warm and cozy, and I love this game to bits. With my second pick, I'm going to go with Final Fantasy X, just to steal it from Nick. I know that this has become, I feel like, the number one Final Fantasy game for many people. If you poll Final Fantasy fans across the board, I think Final Fantasy X comes out on top. I love how unique this world is, how emotional the story is. Some of the best tunes in all of Final Fantasy are present in Final Fantasy X. Final Fantasy X with my second pick.
You're so mean for no reason. If I knew that this was going to be the elbow throwing brawl that it's turning into, I would have chosen
Rebirth for me.
I would have chosen Final Fantasy 13 off the rip, just to fuck around and find out.
Go ahead, choose Final Fantasy 13, Nick.
Oh, I hate this so much. With my next pick, I'm choosing Final Fantasy 16. It has the best voice performance in all of video games. Ben Starr's Clive Rosfield is nothing short of great. It is just pure cinema. And these boss fights are legitimately, arguably, the best boss fights in gaming too. They are just so freaking epic. There's such scale to all of them. I love that game. Do I like? Do I want to fuck around at this point? Like,
no, pick remake.
Fuck you. My next pick, I'm choosing Final Fantasy 13 because I edited the top 50 series, and Connor believes that Final Fantasy 13 is a top 50 game of all time, and I trust Connor so much that this cast in this world, a game that I played 30 minutes of when I was like 14 years old, is now my third pick in the Final Fantasy draft, just because this is what we're doing today, apparently.
I'm thinking this is really easy for me, honestly. With my next pick, I'm going to go with Final Fantasy VI. This game is just so gorgeous and magical, man. The pixel art holds up so well. The tunes are fantastic. The twist midway through this game is absolutely legendary. Kefka, arguably the best villain across all of Final Fantasy VI with my third pick. With my fourth pick, we're going to go with Final Fantasy VII OG.
Yep.
This was really where Final Fantasy broke out into the mainstream, became a household name. Cloud, Tifa, Aerith, Barrett, the whole crew, Vincent, Yuffie, so many great characters in Final Fantasy VII. Such a cool world, such a great conflict going against Shinra and Sephiroth. Dude, Final Fantasy VII, absolutely legendary game, and that's my fourth pick.
My team right now is Final Fantasy VII Rebirth 16 and 13.
I got him. Dude, you're getting waxed right now. I have Final Fantasy X. I have Final Fantasy 7 and 6. And 9. Oh my god.
We might need to end this podcast. Not like this episode, like the podcast forever after this. With my next pick, it's going to be Final Fantasy VII Remake. This is my fourth favorite game ever created. It's magical. I think my favorite scene in all of gaming at this point is the introduction between Cloud and Aerith at the very start of this game, bumping into each other. Aerith's theme's playing underneath it, and they offer that flower. It is just magical. And then the Airbuster fight's a top 5 boss fight for me all time. The music is insane. There's those who fight further, and there's still more fighting. I adore that fight. It so freaking much, and I hate Connor so freaking much. I'm really fucked, aren't I? Like, why did you tricked me? You tricked me. My next pick is Final Fantasy 14. I'm going to choose the MMO. I think that this is one of those spots where is the draft already lost 100%, but I'm going to choose what I believe most people would choose at this point and try to garner some favor with the audience. If you're a Final Fantasy 14 person, and that's your number one Final Fantasy, get in the comments and be like, yeah, Nick, you won the draft, buddy, with Final Fantasy 14.
Wrong choice. I think that most people would have went with Final Fantasy Tactics there. That is my final pick, Final Fantasy Tactics. What a fantastic game. So replayable and just highly addicting. Like, I just loved grinding out levels in this game and leveling up my classes and unlocking new classes and roles and everything. That shit was so fun. And the story is really epic and grandiose. So yeah, Final Fantasy Tactics with my final pick.
I hate everything that just happened. Like I don't know if
Got
there's
no fucking blender, dude.
well, so Connor, arguably the greatest moment on any draft we've ever done is picking Final Fantasy X. Because like, if you let me start with Rebirth and 10, I think that I would have started the draft Rebirth 10, 16. And it's still not a perfect draft, but I also didn't expect you to go 7OG. I was expecting you to go down some other avenues
12.
there.
I had 12 like ranked third or fourth.
And
I was like,
were you gonna draft 13 if it?
Yeah.
When?
Last. Because I knew that
I
you
wasn't
weren't
gonna draft it.
Yeah.
And so, man, I got hoodwinked.
Yeah.
Connor, can we watch Hoodwink after this?
No.
Oh,
I
man.
cannot. That movie is fucking
The movie's
cursed.
awesome, dude.
It's a bit cursed.
Can we talk about how awesome it is? There's a grandma that does extreme sports,
It's pretty
Connor.
great, but it is
That's
cursed.
pretty sick.
Alrighty, this show is made possible by all our lovely supporters over on Patreon. If you support us at the highest tier, you get your name read at the end of each and every podcast. Members like Han Solo,
Logan Hamilton,
Chad Chaddington III,
Roland K,
A2 Tone Hooligan,
40,
Awesome O,
G-Town,
Stellanator,
Humunga Dunga,
Night Echoes,
Skull Sunderer,
Caleb Beef,
Squidalicious,
Sound Hills X,
Blake is a dog,
Cash R,
JQP,
Pigeon Power,
John B,
Tyler,
Sir Shellis,
Raincoat,
Ooh, Gracie,
Choozar,
MG Dunbar,
Mr. Munchies,
Malcolm the Dog,
Farmer Spud,
Rocket Tater,
Nofi,
The Dankest Mike,
Swampy Bits,
Sconesy C,
Killer Cheese,
She's a killer. Cheese. Oh, sorry. Where are we at? Aloha Alley.
Scooterman,
Central.
Hook'em Horns,
Go Nash.
Neutral Sphere,
Eli the Unusual.
The Neutron Style,
Easton C.
Kingdom Hearts Rules,
Stubby Doobie.
Crispy,
DJ Zach B.
Uli,
Jacob D.
Big Mac,
Mel Nate.
The Patty Cake,
Bear Pug.
Cowboy Jesus,
Mega.
Yogi,
Damn.
Holden M,
Brack.
Voodoo,
Milky Sins.
Reggie Ranks,
Alex the Golden.
Andrew H,
Master Diz.
Cannon Fodder Games,
Only one. Rufus.
JMAT B3,
Snake.
Ali Benally,
Michael.
and Kingdom Hearts Sucks. Thank you for joining us in this episode. We'll see you on the next one. Peace out.